Hello kids. Well, my son is excited about joining the swimming class. Yesterday, I bought all the swimming gear such as goggles, swimsuit, etc. that are required while swimming. But he has got so many different clothes in his wardrobe. Don't you think he can choose something from his wardrobe and wear? But there is a problem. When you are going for swimming, you need special things to get adapted to the water so that it can help you to swim. So let's see, for example, in the mountains. You all know the mountains are places which are very cold. So if you go to the mountains, what would you wear? Would you prefer to wear a jacket or a t-shirt? Of course, you would choose jacket to keep yourself warm. Just like us, animals and plants are adjusted to these kinds of landscape and climatic condition. We all know animals are found all over the earth. They live in land, water, and air. Animals live in a place which provides them plenty of food, water, and the right kind of environment to live and make young ones. The type of environment which is just right or suit for an animal to live in and thrive is called its habitat. Or we can say that a habitat is a natural environment of an animal which provides food, water, and also shelter. We are comfortable in our house as it provides shelter and protection to us. Similarly, animals also adjust themselves to live and survive within their surroundings. The place where they live is their habitat. So, there are different kinds or types of animals in our planet Earth. We do not find the same kind of animals everywhere. Now you can tell me, where can you find a camel? Is it in mountains or in the desert? Yes kids, you are right. We find camels in the desert. Now tell me, where can you find elephants? We find them in forests. Have you ever noticed any differences in their behavior or body design of these animals? If yes, then why it is so? Animals found in different environmental conditions show different behavior. Some animals walk, some fly, others jump, crawl or swim. We also observe different body structure of animals living in different parts of the world. All their features help them to survive in the surroundings by adjusting to the environment conditions, food availability and ways to protect themselves. For animals, adaptation means having certain body part or behavior that help them to survive and thrive in their surroundings. It takes many years to adapt themselves to their surroundings. Can you relate any such incidents happening near us? Exactly. In this pandemic year, as you all know, 2020 started with COVID-19 and we all are trying to adapt to this situation. But how? Can you tell me few precautions that you are taking to fight with this infectious disease? Great. You all have come out with excellent answers. Yes, we use sanitizer to sanitize our hands. We have started to disinfect all things on regular basis, even vegetables and fruits. And we wear masks as well. Were we taking all these safety measures earlier? No, as our situations has changed and we are also changing ourselves. This changes which we are going through is called adaptation. So, an adaptation is a change or a process of adjustment of a living organism to get suited better to its environment or its surroundings. Now, I hope you would have understood the concept of adaptation. Now, let's move on to the chapter part. So, children, adaptation can be sorted into two categories, structural and behavioral. In this chapter, we will be focusing on animals' different adaptations based on their habitat, food habits and also for hunting and protection. Let's start with the adaptation in animals based on its habitat. Depending upon where they live, it possesses various features. Let's take an example, a camel. Camel has developed long eyelashes to protect its eyes from sand in the desert. Animals that adapt themselves to these changes survive. Animals that are not able to adapt to the changes die out slowly. Can you give any such example? How many of you have heard about dinosaurs? And what happened to them? Why are they extinct? Do a little research on this and let me know. So, dear children, on the basis of their habitat, animals can be divided into 5 major groups: terrestrial animals, aquatic animals, amphibians, arboreal, aerial animals. These are the 5 divisions. Let's begin with terrestrial animals. What is the meaning of terrestrial? Terrestrial means land. Terrestrial animals, you know the answer. What is it? Animals that live on land called terrestrial animals. Can you give me a few examples? I can show you. Here. What is this? Tiger. Yes, this is a terrestrial animal. And this one. This is also a terrestrial animal. Dog. Lions, giraffe, camel, elephants, dogs are the examples. Now let's see the features of terrestrial animals. These animals breathe air directly from the atmosphere. So, most of them have lungs. It is very well developed lungs. Do you know insects? Insects also live in land, but they do not have lungs. They breathe with the help of air holes called spiracles present on their body surface. Now let's see their sense organ. Land animals have well developed sense organs such as eyes, ears and nose, which keep them aware of the presence of food or dangers around them. They are living on land. Legs. Most animals which live on hard land, surface like forests and grasslands, have strong legs to run fast. This helps them to catch their prey or run away from its enemies. Can you give an example? Tiger and a deer. Grass-eating animals like horses and cows have toes in the form of hooves which help them to move on soft and wet land. Snakes, that is also a terrestrial animal. Snakes live in a narrow halls in ant hills, trees or halls made by other animals. They do not have legs, is it? They move by pushing against the ground with their tough scales. This movement is called as slithering. What it is called? Slithering. Animals have different body covers such as fur, hair or scales suited to the habitat that they live. Let's learn about some terrestrial animals which survive in extreme climatic conditions in desert and polar region. Now let's see the adaptive features of animals living in very cold places. Animals are polar bear, penguin and musk ox. The polar regions of the earth are extremely cold. They remain covered with ice throughout the year. Only few plants grow in this region and food is very scarce in winter. Animals that live in these regions are adapted to survive in extreme cold conditions. The polar bear is one such animal. So, polar bear, where do they live? They live in the North Polar region, the Arctic region. What's the color of polar bear? It's white in color. The body of a polar bear is covered with thick hair. The paws of the polar bear have small and soft bumps. This helps them to walk on the ice. Do you know? Even the soles of its feet have a good amount of hair that enables it to walk on the cold slippery ice. There is also a thick layer of fat below its skin called blubber. The blubber keeps its body warm even when the temperature goes below -30 degrees Celsius in winter. One more feature. They have an acute sense of smell. This helps them to find their prey even below the thick sheet of ice. Animals like seals, walruses and penguins also have a thick layer of fat underneath their skin called blubber, which helps them to keep their body warm in the cold freezing condition. Do you know how penguins keep themselves warm? Penguins huddle together to keep warm in freezing temperatures. Another animal, a musk ox that lives in the extremely cold tundra region, has thick long hairs which help to keep body warm. In winter, we know that when there is scarcity of food, some animals like polar bear go to sleep for a long time. This is called hibernation. Animals undergo hibernation or deep sleep to avoid extreme cold and food scarcity. During this time, these animals use their body fat to live. Now let's discuss about adaptive features of animals that live in desert. Adaptive features of animals that live in desert. Desert regions are extremely hot during day and very cold in night. Animals living there. Which animal is this? Animals living there are adapted to these conditions. They are able to live with very little water because of scarcity of rainfall. Do you know what is the nickname for this one camel? It's called sheep of the desert. The camel has thick skin which protect it from hot sun and cold night. And fat is stored in its hump. It uses this fat and can survive without food or water for many days. And next feature, having long eyelashes. I told you in the beginning, having long eyelashes protect eyes from the strong sandy winds. And they also have large padded feet, help in walking on the sand. Other desert animals like lizard, snakes are active during early morning and late evening. They sleep in den or cave or burrow. Next is about aquatic animals. Aquatic animals. Animals which live in and around water are called aquatic animals. Example, fish, crab, turtle, duck, etc. Let's see its features. Aquatic animals have fins. Take the example of a fish. Fin helps them to swim and also to maintain balance in water. Their tail fin helps them to change the direction in water. Let's take turtles. Turtles have paddle-like limbs to swim in the water. And most of the aquatic animals breathe air through an organ called gills. What it is called? Gills. Gills absorb oxygen which is dissolved in the water. Do you know aquatic animals like whales and dolphins have lungs for breathing? They come up to the surface of water for breathing. The aquatic animals, their body is adapted to prevent water from being absorbed into their body with the help of scales. Those who have an aquarium at home, you can actually when you are observing a fish, you can see that. It will be shining, that scales. And what is the shape of their body? Fishes have a streamlined body which helps them to move easily in water. Now let's discuss about the next division, amphibians. Have you heard about this term? Have you heard the term amphibians? Animals that can live both in land and water are called amphibians. Can you give me some examples? Frogs, salamanders and toads are the examples. Let's see the feature. On land, amphibians breathe through lungs. In water, they breathe through their moist skin. Another feature, these animals have webbed feet. Their feet help them to swim in the water. And also for frog, they have long powerful hind legs for jumping on land and to swim in water. So these are the features of amphibians. Now let's see the next division, arboreal animals. What kind of animals are arboreal? Let's see. Animals that spend most of their time on trees are called arboreal animals. So now we are discussing about arboreal animals. What are their features? They have very strong legs and arms. They also have strong claws and broad hip girdle to support their body while climbing. Take an example, monkey. Have you seen squirrels running around the tree? Do you know they have highly flexible ankle joints that help them to move up and down quickly on trees? Spider monkey, opossum have long tails. They have very long tails. They use their tail as fifth limb to hold on to trees while swimming from tree to tree. Such tail is called prehensile tail. What's the name? Prehensile. Now next we are going to discuss about the next division, aerial animals. Animals that fly in the air are called aerial animals. Some examples for aerial animals. Look around you, you can see. Aerial animals are birds like crow, eagle, parrot, vultures, and mammals like bats. Insects like bees, flies, butterflies, and moth are also examples of aerial animals. Let's see their features. Birds have wings that enable them to fly. They have no forelimbs. Their forelimbs are modified into wings and feathers. Forelimbs means this is a forelimbs. They have hollow bones and feathers which make flight possible. Feathers on their body keep them warm. The ability to fly allows them to travel long distance in search of food. Next feature, their streamlined bodies. Streamlined body means it's an even body shape that can move quickly and easily through air or water. Even fishes have this type of body. Their streamlined bodies enable them to cut easily through air. Now let's take bats. Bats, when we are observing bats do not have any feathers on their wings. Their wings are made of thin layers of skin. These are stretched across their arms and fingers. And these aerial animals, they also have sharp eyesight to spot food from great heights. So, my dear children, let's do a quick recap. On the basis of habitats, animals are divided into 5 major groups. What are they? Terrestrial animals that live on land. Examples: tiger, elephant, cow, cat, dogs, etc. In that, to extreme climatic condition, we discussed the animals which live in this extreme climate. Desert animals, camel. Polar region, we discussed about polar bear. The next division we discussed about aquatic animals that live in water. Examples: crabs, turtles, ducks, fishes, etc. Next group, amphibians. Amphibians, animals that live in both land and water. Examples: frogs, salamanders, toads. Next is arboreal animals. Animals that spend most of their time on trees. They are spider monkeys, orangutan, tree lizards, etc. Next, final division, we discussed about aerial animals. Animals that can fly. What are the examples? Birds, bats, insects, etc. Now, my dear children, in the last video, we have discussed about animals' adaptation based on its habitats, and animals are divided into 5 major groups. So, in this video, let's discuss about animal adaptation for food. As a human beings, we eat different kinds of food. In case of animals, different kinds of animals eat different kinds of food. Some eat plants, some eat other animals. On the basis of their food habits, animals can be divided into 5 categories. What are they? Let's see. Herbivorous, carnivorous, omnivorous, parasites, scavengers. These are the 5 categories. Now let's discuss one by one. Herbivore, you already learned that. In previous class, you already learned all these things. Herbivorous. These animals eat only plants and grass. They have sharp front teeth to cut the grass. Some herbivores first swallow their food without chewing and collect it in a special bag in their gut called rumen. Later on, while resting, they bring it back into the mouth to chew it with its flat and strong grinding teeth. For example, cow, deer, goats are such type of animals. Next is about carnivore. Animals which eat only flesh of other animals are called flesh-eating animals or carnivorous animals. For example, lion, wolf, tiger. They usually have long and sharp and pointed teeth and claws to tear the flesh. They also have strong grinding teeth to chew their food. Birds, carnivorous birds. Birds like hawks and eagles, they eat flesh. They have hooked beaks to tear flesh. They use their sharp claws to catch and hold on their prey. Let's see omnivore. Omnivorous animals that eat both plants and flesh of other animals. They have both sharp front teeth for tearing and strong flat molars for grinding their food. Dogs, bears, pig, parrots and crows are omnivore. Now let's see parasites. Have you heard about the term parasite? Some animals live inside or on the body of other living animals to obtain food. They are called parasites. They have suckers or sucking tube to suck liquid food from their host. Do you know host means the organism from which parasites depend for their food are called host. Leeches, bedbugs, tapeworm, even mosquito is an example of parasite. Now let's see what is scavenger. Scavenger is an animal that eat dead animals. Examples: vultures, hawks, hyenas are scavengers. Most of scavengers have extraordinary sense of smell and excellent eyesight. Hyenas have very strong jaws to crush bones. So my dear children, this is all about adaptation for food in animals. Let's move on to the next topic. Adaptation for protection in animals. Some animals protect themselves from their enemies by changing the color of their surroundings. Predators such as lion, tiger have brown colored fur that help them to hide by merging with the color of the tall dry grass. This helps them to catch their prey easily. This type of coloring to mix or merge with the surrounding is known as camouflage. Some animals behave in a peculiar way to be safe from their enemies. Let's take the example of a porcupine. The porcupine puffs out the quills. The quill easily loose if touched and stick to the enemy's skin. They can cause painful wounds and lead to infection. Another type of animals like kangaroos and deer have strong legs that enable them to hop and run really fast to escape from their enemies. Animals like elephants, buffaloes, they form circle around their young ones to protect them. That's the way how when they are feeling the danger, they will make a circle around the young one and protect it. Next, tortoise and snails. They have a hard shell on their bodies. When they sense danger, what they will do? They hide themselves inside their shell. Another type of animals like rhinoceros and buffaloes use their horns to fight their enemies. Some animals like opossum and snakes, they pretend to be dead. This white fur of a polar bear, it matches with the surrounding snow. Then it will be difficult to spot the bear from that. So, the blowfish, do you know they heard about blowfish? They can blow itself up twice its normal size so that it looks bigger and scare away its enemies. Next is about a cuttlefish. Have you heard about a cuttlefish? A cuttlefish has an ink sac on its body. On sensing danger, it releases the ink which makes the water around blue in color. The enemy is unable to see the fish, so it can run away to safety. So these are the few adaptation techniques used by animals for its protection. Next, adaptation in behavior. Animals also develop special habits to suit their surrounding. Some animals, to escape from harsh winter, they travel to very long distance to reach warmer places. Where there is enough food, when winter ends, they travel back to their home. This movement of animals from one place to another for feeding or breeding is called migration. Watch the video of migration of Siberian cranes. Next is hibernation. Hibernation. Animals mostly in Arctic regions like polar bear, some snakes, lizards, frogs, they cannot survive in the cold winter. So, they eat a lot during summer and store the extra food in their body as fat. When winter comes, they sleep in caves or in underground halls for many months. This is called hibernation. These animals are able to survive on the extra fat stored in their body. Now, the next term, estivation. Animals such as crocodiles, lungfish, they go to sleep for a long time during hot and dry period to avoid extreme heat. This sleep is known as estivation. So my dear children, this is all about animal adaptation. Let's wind up the chapter. You now know about this chapter about animal adaptations, the surroundings or the environment in which an animal or a plant lives is called its habitat. Animals are classified according to their habitat as terrestrial, aquatic, amphibians, arboreal and aerial. Animals are classified as herbivores, carnivores, omnivores, parasites and scavengers according to their feeding habits. Their teeth and other body parts are adapted to the kind of food they eat. Animals are adapted in different ways to hunt and to protect themselves from their enemies. Dear kids, I am giving you some work. Read the topic Animals in Danger from your textbook, page number 34. Do a little research on endangered animals and explore the ways people are trying to protect them. Another one, as a homework, write an assignment stating that what would happen if animals were not be able to adapt to changing conditions. See you in the next class. Take care. Bye.